of action plans to release children and prevent their future recruitment. Sudan has made progress in the implementation of the
to bridge a gap in vision and in passion that this house very often lacks. So I think these are four fundamental dimensions that we've been trying to bring into the process, in the negotiations first, and now in the follow-up and review. Now, in order to do this, and before we start asking the UN system and the member states what kind of space we want, we need to recognize that we need to do quite a few things ourselves. And this is something that this particular steering group have been trying to initiate steps with. First and foremost, increase and maximize the participation of right holders groups into the process. And I think we started with that process to reinforce, and there's much more that we can do, you know, to, for instance, to articulate a separate group on LGBTI groups, to convince migrant groups, to convince small-scale food producers that this is a space in which they can engage in their own capacity and advance their struggle for rights. So that's a fundamental struggle ahead of us. The second one certainly is to connect much more closely with the regional groupings. It's great to have the Asia-Pacific
societies. It is important to offer all children affected by conflict a long-term support for reintegration into a society. Also in line with the motto of the SDGs of leaving no one behind, we need to make sure that children recruited as soldiers or otherwise involved in armed
really link to other thematic UN spaces and really advance a process to build policy convergence. And lastly, understand how to connect more closely with the national platforms which are being established. So it's a fairly ambitious agenda on how we want to advance